Hey, come here, Bentley. Hey, Bentley, don't make me move you. Bentley's currently staring at the window, and there's a dog park in front of my building. Hence that. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is officially day 4 of Youtober, and if you guys haven't seen the first 3 days of Youtober, I will link them down below as well as pop them somewhere up on the screen. I've created a full playlist for you guys so you guys can make sure that you're watching every single day from now until the end of October, and it brings you a new video every single day from now until Halloween. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a coffee talk with you guys, and the topic of today's coffee talk is how to not care about what people think. Lately, I've just been really wanting to break free of the kind of prison that we hold ourselves in when it comes to filtering through our actions, our behaviors, and the things we say based on what we think we're going to be judged for or what we think other people are going to think about it. You can't help but wonder, like, why on earth do we put so much weight, or why do we allow our actions or our behaviors or our decisions to be so heavily manipulated by what other people think? We have this fear in our heads that if we make the wrong move or we make a decision that people won't agree with, that we're going to be labeled, we're going to be judged. Maybe the thing that we fear people think about us is really something that we secretly fear is a truth about ourselves. We might fear that we won't be accepted. There's so many different things that play into the reason why we start to become these creatures that lose ourselves because we're so busy trying to appease to everybody else. And this comes from a long history of anytime you've been bullied, anytime you've been ridiculed, anytime you've been made fun of, anytime you haven't been accepted, or something you've done has kind of resulted in people shutting you out, or maybe people not being so happy with you, this deeply ingrained into your subconscious as every time I make a decision to do something different, I will become an outcast or I will become unhappy. And so every single time you've done something different, or every single time you've maybe come into conflict with someone who didn't agree with you or maybe wasn't fond of you, it deeply ingrained this truth inside your head that you can't be who you are because it might mean other people won't like you. Or you may have created a habit that stopped you from just openly and honestly being yourself, and in turn constantly are aware of how other people might perceive you. And for that reason, you might stop doing things that are true to who you are, or wearing things that you want to wear, or saying things that you want to say in fear of what other people might think. And so if any of that kind of resonates with you, there are 5 main things to remember when it comes to not caring and not letting the thoughts and the opinions of others control your life. And this is them. Dramatic coffee pause. Number 1, what you think you attract. It's important to remember that what we think we become, and if we're constantly worrying and we're constantly in fear of what other people are going to think of us, if we're going to be accepted, then we become these fear-filled, anxious, socially awkward doormats to other people. People stop taking us seriously. You might realize that you become this sponge that just soaks up what everybody else is doing and doesn't have much of a backbone. And I say that from experience because I have been there. I have become so filled with my fear of what other people might think of me that I stopped kind of being myself and just became forgettable. Tasteless, I became flavorless, and I became someone that I didn't feel resonated with who I was. I just wanted to appease to everyone. It's definitely a phase that I've come in and out of in my life where I start to let the thoughts and the opinions of others, weigh so heavily on my mind that I stop doing things, and I always second guess everything I'm doing, and I just become completely as if I have no personality. I've gone in and out of phases of becoming a people pleaser or a pushover. It just attracts more of that into your life. So try your hardest to think more positively, think more confidently about yourself. And even if you don't believe it, just fake it till you make it. If you're trying to do something, or you want to say something, or you want to make a change in your life, but you're not sure about how other people might think about it, ask yourself, how do you think about it? And if there's even one reason that you want to do it, go at it with that kind of confidence, and trust me, it will follow. You'll attract more of that confidence to you, and what you think, you'll eventually become. Act confident. Don't be a pushover. Don't lose your backbone. You receive what you attract. Number 2, it's a them problem. Everyone on this earth should try and go through life being authentically them because there's nobody else to be. And also, while being authentically them, trying to accept the differences of other people and honestly appreciate them. And if other people don't give you that respect, that reflects on who they are, not on who you are. A lot of people are afraid of change. They're afraid of what makes us all different because they want safety. If you've ever fallen victim to caring about what people think, odds are it's because you wanted that safety blanket that made you feel like you were secure, that you were cared for, that you weren't an outcast. If you let go of that fear and you just accept that everybody's going to be different, including yourself, and that's okay. As long as you're not hurting anyone at the end of the day, everybody has a right to be truly who they are. Other people will hopefully follow lead. And if they don't, it honestly stems from a deep lying insecurity within themselves and it has nothing to do with you. And I know it's really hard to kind of make that differentiation in your mind. It's really hard to cut ties with letting other people's opinions weigh on you, but every time that someone pushes you out or says something mean about you or doesn't accept or support something that you decide to do or say, ask yourself, is it something that you are doing wrong, or is there something going on in this person's life or some sort of insecurity that might be causing this person to think or behave this way? Pity them, because if you pity them, then it gives you the power back. Never, ever, ever fall prey to other people's insecurities. Number 3. You only get one life. When you gain some perspective, you realize that honestly, we're on this earth for one life that we know of, okay? I'm not throwing anything out of possibilities, but from what we know, we only get one life on this earth. And think about it, from the day you were born to the day you die, you only have a set amount of time here, a set amount of time in your body, a set amount of time to harness your soul and harness the things that make you who you are and harness the things that you want to create in this life. And so every single day we waste letting other people's opinions manipulate our actions and who we are and who we let ourselves become is a huge waste of our own time. We need to stop letting what other people might think about us keep us from reaching our full potential. Get some perspective. Ask yourself, what is the worst possible thing that can happen? So what a couple of people maybe don't like you, or so what a couple of people maybe don't agree with what you're doing or what you're saying or who you are. That's okay. There's like a good old saying that's like, I'd rather be someone's shot of whiskey than everybody's cup of tea, and it's true. Wouldn't you much rather get along with people who are like-minded than be liked by absolutely everyone, but also risk the potential of being a pushover or people not taking you seriously? And honestly, screw them, because we can just bring it all the way back to tip number 2, which is about them. It's not about you. So just be who you are, accept other people, and make the most of all of the time that you have on this earth. Which leads me to tip number 4. You are never going to please everyone. It's just impossible. There's another old saying. I feel like I'm just throwing out all of these sayings right now, but it's, you can't burn yourself just to keep other people warm, because you'll end up with nothing left for yourself at the end of the day. Even if you absolutely tried to do everything that everybody else wanted from you, there will still be people that don't like you, and it's just inevitable. So you might as well take the time and like yourself, because that's the most important person at the end of the day. You have to ask yourself, do you agree with the things you're doing? Do you agree with the things you're saying? And if the answer is yes, then you can't control what anybody else has to say about them. Sirens, I hope the person's okay, but can we shh? And lastly, tip number 5, set yourself free. Be honest with who you are. Be authentic with who you are. Be real all the time. If you're constantly honest, there's no way you can never not be who you are. Get rid of all the sources of negativity in your life. Get rid of the people who don't accept you for who you really want to be. These people have no place in your life. For anyone that isn't truly loving and supportive of who you are and cares for you down to your core, have your knit group of people that you genuinely do trust. And I say this in the sense where we have to be very careful with this, but we do need some sort of balance. For me, I have about 5 people whose opinions that I will never, not take a little bit seriously at least. Everybody's still going to be different, but if you have at least 3 to 5 people that you know genuinely care about you, that you trust are going to give you their honest opinion while still looking out for your best interest, that is also important, because we do need that balance. You don't have to always take it, but it's good to have it. Keep your group of opinions that you do take even just a little bit into account small, but make sure that they're people that you trust and that actually care about you. Put yourself out there, do the things that you want to do, wear the clothes that you want to wear the makeup you want to wear, Go after the dream that you want to go after. Be crazy, be loud, put yourself out there, and stop living so afraid and so quiet. Speak your mind, be eccentric. And lastly, with all of this, set yourself free by making yourself a dream list of things that kind of make you uncomfortable with where you're at right now. Like for me, a huge dream of mine for so long was to move out of my hometown to a new city. And I know that for some people, moving from a little town like Kingston to Toronto, which is only 2.5 hours away, might not seem that much. But for me, it was really big because it forced me so far out of my comfort zone. I had to make new friends. I had to put myself out there. And there's still so many dreams that I want to achieve that right now they seem a little scary because it's going to make me uncomfortable. It's going to pull me out of my comfort zone, but those are who you really want to be. These are the dreams that are going to lead you to the person that you're trying to become. And these are the things that are making you and forcing you to be confident in who you are and trust, yourself. Whether deep down in the pits of your mind you want to move to New York City, or you want to create your own fashion line, or you want to put yourself on YouTube, or you just want to cut off your hair or wear a different style of clothes. You want to be able to take yourself out for dinner. You want to be able to go to the movies alone. Whatever it is, just make a list of things that you've always kind of wanted to do but are always a little bit afraid to do, and just start doing them. Every single time you speak your mind freely and honestly, every single time you make a decision that sits well with who you are at your core, you become a little bit more confident and strong and not caring or being controlled by what anybody else thinks. And so that is it for today's coffee talk. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, if you guys have any opinions, leave them down below. I'm still like halfway through this coffee, which is glorious because for once it's actually still warm. Also, if you guys haven't already, be sure to check out my All Things Co store. We've got mugs, we've got sweaters, we've got planners, we've got it all. So definitely go check that out. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's YouTuber video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already to make sure that you're on top of all of the other videos coming this month. And as well as check out my Instagram and my Twitter. I'm posting a bunch of fall stuff right now. Basically, if you bleed October like I do, then make sure you're following. So I love you guys to the moon and back, and I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.
Use your hands across my back. You whisper if time